What is up, YouTube listeners, my audience, everybody tuning in today? I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Quintero Dinero. I'm your host, Jorge Luis Quintero, and this is another Untitled podcast. In this podcast, I'm going to talk about my experiences with COVID and how I got COVID. Talk a little bit about my time during isolation, America, and freedom. So let's get to it. Now, as far as with COVID, prior to having COVID, I was in El Paso for about 3 weeks in December. I had just came back January 1st on an airplane from El Paso to San Antonio. And during my time in El Paso, for the most part, I was behaving very well. I was in lockdown, chilling with my parents, chilling with the folks, siblings. And, when you live with the parents, they're old, you have to behave. Even if it's in their background, it's still their rules. You gotta behave by their rules. They're the ones that brought you into this world. So, basically, like I said, I was behaving and whatnot, staying at home for the usual, staying put. And then I head back to San Antonio, and literally, not even the second day, literally the second day, I was chilling with homegirl. We were eating, drinking, playing cards, and then I was like, you know what? I feel like going to a bar. And she goes, let's go. So we go to the bar. And while I'm at the bar, she's like, I want to go to a strip club. I was like, huh? I haven't gone to a strip club in 4 or 5 years. Why not? Playing with fire, you see, playing with fire. So I ended up going to the strip club the second night I was in San Antonio, and I don't think I got COVID, but the next day I was meditating. And two of my homies hit me up. They were like, "Hey man, let's go to Twin Peaks, grab a drink, and then see what happens from there." So the two homies that hit me up, I actually told them prior to that I had gone to the strip club, and it was such a vibe. But when I was meditating, literally my conscience told me, "Don't go out tonight. Do not even think about going to the strip club, because once you go inside that strip club, you're asking for COVID." I was like, whatever, just go with the flow. So my homies that picked me up, we ended up going to Twin Peaks, and then after Twin Peaks, it was still an early night. It was like 11, 12 o'clock on a Sunday, and we hadn't hung out in a while. You remember I was in El Paso for 3 weeks, and before that I wasn't chilling with the homies as much. Consistently grinding, focusing, paying attention. But all that changed, literally all that changed with us, with the one simple choice that we had. Should we call it a night? Should we hit up Sandbox? Or should we go to the strip club? And damn, did we go to the strip club. And, shortly after, I started having COVID symptoms. And I just knew I had it. I was playing with fire, and I was asking for it. And it's crazy because prior to that, for the most part, I thought I was a world-class citizen, I was taking care of my priorities. I was wearing a mask everywhere I go, taking care of business. For the most part, I was at home, either doing podcast or working out, or, just chilling, minding my own business. So literally, when I was playing with fire, you get the heat. But, man, when I had COVID for I don't even know how many days it was. Oh, it was more of a mental battle than anything, especially because I live by myself and I have no family here, so it was kind of difficult as far as with groceries, whatnot, and just human interaction, human communication, because we need that. We need that every day. We need that human interaction. We need that shit. But so I mean, don't get me wrong. As far as with COVID, it did hit me pretty well. There was a couple of days where I just felt dead exhausted. I could not get out of my bed. I was having body aches. And I'm not here to scare nobody. To me, it felt like the flu, except I did lose my sense of taste for one day and my smell for a couple of days. I tried being very productive, very busy, kept up with reading for the first 5 days, kept up with working out for the first 5 days. But after that, I just did not want to do anything. Nothing at all. My body was hurting. Everything I read was in and out of my ear. I wasn't collecting all the information that I was trying to soak in. Maybe it was a mental game too, but Oh, it was terrorizing for the mind, especially after 8 or 9 days of pure isolation with in an apartment. I was losing my days. I was losing my days. I was losing my ways. Literally, I downloaded Tinder every day. I would download it, and then after an hour, I would delete it. Cause I'm like, oh, I'm better than this. I'm better than Tinder. I was. It took me to that point where literally I downloaded Tinder every day and I deleted Tinder day. And nothing against people that have Tinder, nothing at all. Just not my thing. I prefer that social interaction. But speaking on Tinder, right now it's kind of like a move with the adaption and with COVID going on. I don't know. I'm gonna stay away from Tinder. Never mind. It's a different topic. But yeah, that isolation, downloaded Tinder every day, deleted it every day. I wanted to go out. I really just wanted to go out and see people. But the back of my mind was, what if I were to give somebody else COVID? I would feel like a piece of shit because, oh my God, this was, like I said, I hope no one ever has to deal with COVID. Luckily, I'm healthy, so I lived through COVID. But there's a lot of people that haven't made it through COVID, and there's old people too that will hit them harder. It really affects the old people. I'm pretty sure if it affected middle-aged men and women, it'd be a whole different ball game. More people would stay at home, but because it affects the elders, no one really puts that into consideration. I mean, at the end of the day, what COVID showed me is that we're all selfish. We're all selfish in our own ways, and by any means necessary, we're gonna eat. Whether we eat or not, I mean, whether people to the left of us eat, whether people to the right of us eat, we're gonna eat regardless, no matter what. And I mean, I get it. You got to make sure your family's eating. You got to make sure you're eating, and you got to make sure you're healthy and living. Charles Darwin couldn't have said it better. Survival of the fittest. You know, take all that bullshit aside of we have to love one another, this and that. I mean, to what extent? To what extent? How far can you love someone when you have to make sure you and your family? There's a lot of people that are losing jobs right now, and it's very unfortunate. I understand a lot of people are getting unemployment checks, and they're making more of the unemployment than they are with their actual job. I just hope people are using that time wisely and spending that money wisely. Not even spending it, but growing it. That's one thing we're not taught is how to grow our money. We're taught how to spend it or save it, but not how to grow it. We know how to make money, but we need to grow money, and that's the key is to grow money. For the people that are investing in crypto and in stocks, just make sure you know your information. I've been, digging myself into some stocks, some cryptos. Don't got a lot of money, but hey, taking risks. We got to take risks in life every day. We also have a new president. I haven't talked about our new president. Tell you the truth, I don't care who our president is. I should care for the most part, but I mean, at the end of the day, politicians, what are they going to do for us? What are they going to do for us? I know Martin Luther King didn't trust politicians. He said if we wanted change, it started with the people. And to this day, I couldn't agree more. If you really want to seek change, if you want a better life, it starts with you. It starts with your actions. It starts with what you want to do, by building good habits, by setting a foundation. We're looking at Biden like he's supposed to be Jesus, the resurrection. At the end of the day, he's not going to be paying your bills. He's not going to go to your house, shake your hand, and cook you a meal. Fuck no. You're on your own. We're on our own. We got to get that money. So for the people that voted for Biden and they're happy, hey, good stuff, I guess. But at the end of the day, as American citizens, we got to make sure we do our part. And doing our part is step number one, showing up. Showing up. We live in and I guess like the last thing I wanted to say is for individuals who are not happy with their life, happy with their work, at the end of the day, you have you to blame. Can't speak for everybody, everyone's got different positions in life, but there comes a point in a person's life where they can take matters into their own hands, and they can control what's going on internally. And when we can do that, we can become free of ourselves. But until that day comes, people are just going to keep blaming each other, and it is what it is. We live in a society where we're exposed to so much hatred and negativity, especially with the media. The media, all that shit does is cause stir chaos and whatnot. Although we do need news, we do need to understand what's going on with the news. Like for the weather, for instance, we need to see which freeways are closed, which freeways are open. Should we drive? Should we not drive? For the people in San Antonio, I hope you guys are staying warm. I hope people are inside and shelter. I have no hot water, but at the end of the day, I still have a roof over my head, and I'm fine with that. And plus, I be doing these Wim Hof breathings, and I be showering cold water. That shit doesn't faze me no more. I'm already used to it. There's a beauty behind the madness of cold showers, so I recommend people take cold showers. It will humble you. Ooh, it will create mental toughness, and you already put yourself in an uncomfortable position. Just go ahead and do it. It's so beneficial for you too. It speeds up your metabolism, builds mental strength, builds your immune. Cold showers are the way to go. That's all I gotta say. Well, that is it. I am bored as fuck. I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. I hope you guys keep tuning in. And, keep grinding, keep striving, keep prospering, and keep being you, keep doing you. Thank you.